Hello. I'm going to half-ass do my makeup and answer questions that were on my Q&A from my Instagram, which I had so many. Thank you so much for everybody that asked questions. If I don't seem like super like, it's because I'm exhausted. It's like 12 midnight, maybe 1 now. I don't know, but I'm tired. And I'm also probably not going to do a whole lot of editing. Hold on, I'm going to have to move this. I'm probably not going to do like a whole lot of editing. So we're just, it's an overall struggle. TikTok was up and down, and then I spilled Coke in here. And then it's a whole mess. So we're just going to like half-ass. I just went ahead and put on my wig and the whole thing. Screw it, man. We're just going to free ball it tonight. I had a friend that requested Bakugo in a leather jacket. So whenever you see that, this is where that came from. I'm not doing foundation either because I'm filming on TikTok, and TikTok has the... Sorry, things are falling and everything. God, I look kind of like Bakugo. I feel kind of like Bakugo right now whenever I do that. I don't really, though. But, like, I saw myself, I was like, why does it look so weird? Because I'm not wearing makeup. Let me start off with some questions. Yeah, I'm gonna try to not edit a whole lot because I just really don't want to. That is so much work. Favorite time of day? Nighttime, because that's whenever I'm actually online. So if I ever don't message you in the middle of the day, it's because I'm not actually online. I have a lot of stuff going on during the day, so I tend not to be online. So the daytime is always responsibility time. Do I put on mascara? No. Let's wait. Does this... I think I need some more contour. It's also a mess in here. Because I put cosplaying aside for a little bit, like filming and stuff, because I was so worried about TikTok and all that. So it's a mess in here. Because I've not been in here to clean. Okay. How are you? I'm okay. Since the whole thing going on, I'm doing okay. I'm not fantastic. But it's not too bad. Like, TikTok is back, but it's not, there's something off. You know what I mean? Like, something's just not right, and I can't put my finger on it. So, I don't know. Hopefully everything will be fine. What do you like to do in your free time besides cosplay? Honestly, kinda lame. Kinda cringe. I like to make, OCs. I like to make OCs. I like to read fan fiction. Sometimes I'll write fan fiction, but it's pretty rare because writing fan fiction is a lot. Like, a lot. So, I don't really have a lot of time to, like, full-blown, because whenever I'm writing a story, I'm wanting to write a story. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do one-shots. I want to write a one-shot so bad. I can't write a one-shot to save my life. Like, my talking just doesn't stop. So whenever I'm storytelling, it's the same way. I'm really not that great of a writer, at least not in the romance category, which is what I tend to read, which is what I have inspiration to write on. It's a travesty, honestly. Can I have a hug? Yes. If I'm being completely honest, I'm Southern, okay? And if you're Southern, you will understand. I'm a hugger. My family's full of huggers. We love to hug. So, yes, you can have a hug. Sorry, I'm trying to get my makeup done because I have to get this done. And it's snowing outside. It is literally snowing outside right now, which is amazing because I'm going to try to get Bakugo in a... That is my child. Please ignore her. Princess! Sorry. Sorry. This is what I do to think. Some of y'all don't know because y'all haven't been around long enough. This is what I do to think. Snow. Okay, so it's snowing outside right now, and I'm doing the leather jacket Bakugo. And I want to get some videos of Bakugo out in that snow so bad, because it's just the snow flurries, and it's, oh my God, the background would be immaculate with that. Sorry, I'm supposed to be doing questions. I was talking about hugging. Can you see the ADHD? Like, do you feel it through the screen yet? It's bad. Why are you so gorgeous? There's a short story about this. I will try to make it short. I'm really not. Thank you. Okay. I am, but there's a reason. I wasn't always. I like to think that you can see depression on people's faces. Because you damn sure could see it in mine. I may put some, I said I didn't want to edit. Fuck it, I'm gonna edit. Okay, so this is a picture of me far back in the past, like 2020 time period. Back whenever I was like super like depressed, like super socially anxious, like wouldn't leave my house, scared to fucking death of everything, which, you know, with everything that had went on, I'm not going to talk about, but understandable. You know, like I had to be cleared from a doctor to drive again. Still didn't drive after that. Like it was so fucking horrible. But anyway, so had a lot of shit going on. You could see the depression in my face, right? Like it's just so sad. So horrible. And then after that, it just didn't get any better. I may, if I can find more pictures, I'll, you know, there's just a lot of sadness in my face. I was not myself, didn't feel like myself. It's just really bad. And then later, I started stepping into myself. And like once I kind of stepped into myself and I loved myself again and I felt better, I looked better. 10,000 times better. Like here's current pictures of like me without cosplay on and everything. And then it also showed in my cosplays. Like it, you know, my cosplay glue up with me. So, why are you so gorgeous? That, because I love myself. If you want to know the truth, you know, like I appreciate it. And thank you so much. You know, I don't feel gorgeous all the time. I look like a trash bag a lot, but I put a lot of effort in to look pretty sometimes. So thank you. Those times I do feel gorgeous. What else do we have? And I mean that to like say to everybody that everybody can be gorgeous, you know? If you don't feel like you're gorgeous, like learn who you are and start to love yourself. And like it's the craziest fucking thing, you know? All of a sudden it's like, wow. You know, you look into that person. Here's another thing too. If anybody watches Paper Daddy on TikTok, I fucking love Paper Daddy. Sorry. That's a whole thing. Paper Daddy is fucking gorgeous. So she said that if you don't feel bad, or if you feel bad about yourself, start taking pictures. Can vouch for that, dude. Like, even if you don't want to take pictures of yourself. Start learning to take pictures of yourself in the moment of things, and then slowly you just kind of look at yourself and it's different. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a science. I probably look in fucking sane right now. Talking like that in Bakugo, right? Good lord. Would you do a meet and greet? I would fucking love to. If anybody actually came to it, would love to. Don't know where in the hell I would hold it though, because that would be wild to actually have a meet and greet for little old me. You are so pretty. I love you so much. Thank you. I love you too. Your cosplay is just perfect. Thank you so much. I am so sorry. This is just like stroking my ego. Thank you. Stay humble, you know? Good lord. Who would win in a flex off? Tetsu or our boy Kirishima? Oh my god. Kiri all day. And iconic that I'm saying that in Bakugo, but you know. Kiribaku shippers, you know. Okay. Any advice for beginner cosplayers? Do it. Just do it. Just start. I can't, like, we're just gonna share it all. This is my first Bakugo. I don't look like Bakugo. I'm supposed to be doing my makeup, but whatever. Shit, I'm supposed to be doing my makeup. Hold on. So that's my first Bakugo. While y'all take that sucker in, because he is gorgeous, isn't he? That was my first Bakugo. And, you know, I don't know that I would think he's that bad if I didn't have my new cosplay to compare it to. And to be quite honest, I'm just going to run a slideshow of, like, my Bakugo and what he has been through, because it took him a minute, you know? It really took him a minute to get to where he is. And he'll probably fail again, and then I'll realize, hey, Crow, go restyle your wig, you know? Because if you look at it, that's basically what the problem is. Because my makeup only changed. Sorry, you can see the anxiety on me. Have you seen me do this? That's because I have anxiety. Oh, shit, that's my red one. I meant to grab my black one. What was I talking about? I am so sorry. It's so silent. What was I talking about? Bakugo wigs. I don't remember. Anyway, so Bakugo has been through it. Oh, my makeup didn't change. I'm so sorry. This is really just like a voice chat, just so we're clear. This is exactly how I'm like on voice call. It's probably ramped up a little bit more because filming makes me anxious. So, like, knowing that is that my black? It is my black eyeliner. Good. I'm telling you, I need to clean this place up really, really bad. This isn't really a makeup tutorial because I'm doing it so half-assed, but if you learn something, that's great. I was gonna start actually telling you how I was doing stuff because I thought it was a makeup tutorial for a minute. I am so sorry. My brain function is just horrible. What was even the question? Beginner cosplayers, just do it. Because, like, as you can see with Bakugo, he's been through it, man. It's been a rough time with him. I'm gonna do some beginning cosplays now to kind of show you. Y'all can look at those for a second while I do this. Y'all see them? Some of them, the Shigaraki, I'm sure I'm gonna put that somewhere. That, pure failure. Horrible, horrible misjudgment. Horrible. That was, like, in the very beginning of me posting. Like, I need you to understand this. Like, take that in. That is literally one of the, like, that's the third or fourth cosplay that I did was Shigaraki. And it flopped horribly. It looked so bad. And I knew that it looked so bad. You know, like, I knew it. Still posted it. Fuck it. Like, just let it ride, you know? Kirishima, like, he went through a little phase where I didn't know that I needed to, like, tuck my hair correctly behind my ears, that I just didn't even, hello, Crow, you know, didn't even think about it. But besides that, Kirishima just kind of looked good from the beginning. He's been Old Faithful, you know? And I tell you all of this, and I'm sharing all of this stuff with you because I want you to know that it's okay. You know, if you start cosplaying and it looks like shit, it's perfectly fine. If I could show you my very first cosplay, the minute that I get that picture, if I do, immediately I'm putting it online. I'm gonna be like, hell yeah, this is what this was. Because I was like 12, 13 maybe. Horrible cosplay. Horrible cosplay. So that's with, like, how to start. Just do it. Just go ahead and start. I guess if you want technical tips, I would say spend your money on a wig. If you also notice in my first, like, cosplay things, I didn't invest a lot. Most of mine were cosplay, like, closet cosplays, except for the wig. I always bought a wig. I did not start with contacts, but then later I started investing in contacts after I learned that I really do love to cosplay. So I did wigs first, just used my regular clothes. Then I bought, like, maybe a t-shirt here, whatever, that I thought would look good with a cosplay that was cheap. And then I did my wigs. I slowly learned how to style wigs because that's atrocious. I'm sure you saw that Bakugo with, like, the Horrible, dude. Horrible. So bad. This is a different wig than the first one, but this wig is that same wig that looked fucking awful. She literally just needed a little bit of shaping because I did take it from that crazy mess to this. So, yeah, so just like slowly watch tutorials. You know, when you want to do something, watch a tutorial. I like to do my own cosplays where it looks natural. Like, natural as cosplay can look. Like this, obviously, you've seen some of those, like, literally amazing cosplays. It's not my style, but I love it. Where, like, the Bakugos that have, like, the perfect spikes and, like, they do the commission wigs or they learn that trick of the trade so well and they ace it so well that that's what they do. That's fabulous. That ain't me. You know, I'm just not that kind of person. I would prefer, like, I think of Kirishima, I think of a mohawk. I don't know why. It's just my brain connects those two. And it just happens to look good on me. Again, in the early days, I didn't do that with the wig. That's not how I started. It's just do it. You'll learn as you go. How long have you been cosplaying for? 2012 was my first real cosplay where I went to an anime convention that was Jack Frost. Whole thing. If you want me to be honest though, I've been playing dress up since I was a child though. Like, I've always loved to dress up. Anytime that it was like homecoming week or like that's in high school, so obviously that was later, but like anytime that like even the younger elementary school years, I was doing dress up stuff all the time. So that was, I like to say like 2012 was my first time doing it, but I've been dressing up my entire life. I did not start looking anything like I do now until I started doing it almost daily. You know, like I do cosplay. There was a point in time where I was in cosplay more than when I looked like myself. It was a whole thing. Let me think. Anything I need to add with how long I've been cosplaying? And also, I didn't start doing cosplay online until I did like one Zatanna cosplay like back in 2015 or some shit like that, 2018 maybe. 2019 because I was 18 years old whenever I did it. I've always loved DC, so but I started doing my actual TikTok in 2023. So it's been about 2 years now, or been about a year and some because August is when I started. How long does it take you to get in a cosplay? Honestly, depends on the cosplay. I can get into Bakugo fairly quickly whenever I'm not sitting here chatting with y'all, which I tend to do, even if I'm just talking with a friend. Do I even need mascara? I don't think I need mascara. I think I really should not have done that. Okay, hold on. Let me make up for this failure real quick. What was the question? I already know I'm getting on people's nerves. You see that? God damn. I already know that I'm getting on people's nerves, and I'm so sorry. I'm very flighty, if you can't tell. Like, that's the reason I'm crow. I guess it depends on how long does it take for me to get a cosplay. It takes me about, I don't know, like 30 minutes maybe to get into Bakugo. If I'm not talking to anybody, or if I'm not, like, filming something, obviously, like right now, like a tutorial or something, it normally takes me about 30 minutes. If my cosplay room is clean, that's a big thing, too. If I'm not having to sit and search for shit, because sometimes that's just, you know, it is a mess in here right now, so I'm having to really look for stuff. Like, I just sat and looked for my eyeliner that was sitting right next to me. Now with more tedious ones, Dobby, for example, probably closer to an hour, you know, because I do the whole arms and everything. Starfire's pretty quick. I'm learning to do a full glam look. I used to do full glam in high school every single day. Brought my little caboodle, like it looked like a fishing tackle box, you know, but it was a makeup thing. It was a caboodle. It's adorable. It's a hard case, and it like flips open and has, oh god, loved it. But I used to do my makeup in class every single day, every day. Full glam. I was the weird kid that literally would like full contour, like cream contour. This was the time, like I went to high school around the time that like Kim Kardashian and all that was big. So full contour, cream, everything. And girls would just sit and stare at me. And I would just be like doing all this and they'd ask me questions. It was wonderful. And they're like, I just don't, and I wouldn't even care if it was in the middle of class change and I looked like that. I just didn't give a shit. That's what I'm trying to get back to, which is great because I think I'm acing it right now. So if you want to get to that, I feel you, because I was very socially anxious. And I really think just getting I don't give a shit attitude is probably the best way to deal with it. If you want me to be honest, like I just don't give a fuck anymore, you know? Funny I'm sorry, I go into tangents. I feel so bad whenever I'm reading these, like, I don't want to read it out loud because then it makes me feel like I'm an asshole. Because they're just like ego stroking and so sweet, and I really appreciate them. But then whenever I read them out loud, I'm like, you know, like when people compliment you, it kind of makes you uncomfortable in a way. I still have that where it's like I'm like, how do I react? It's like getting a gift, you know, like y'all are giving me gifts, and I'm like, I don't know how to open this. You're amazing, and I absolutely adore all of your cosplays. Thank you so much. I am so sorry if I like make weird faces or if I was looking at that. I was like trying to internalize of how the fuck I was supposed to read that. Because it's not your fault. You don't make me uncomfortable. You are perfectly fine. It's just receiving that kind of love. It's like my heart and my head is just not used to it. What is your first cosplay that you ever did? I first did Jack Frost. That was my first like cosplay, you know? It was horrible. And also, what did they say? I didn't screenshot the whole thing. It says, by the way, I love, and I'm gonna assume it's you, and I love you too, thank you. If it's your cosplays, thank you so much. I didn't read the whole thing of that. Yeah, Jack Frost is the first cosplay that I ever did, and it was fucking horrible. Like, you wanna hear about it? I used styling gel, like the stuff that like goes into your hand out of a squirt bottle. I used that. And if you have done cosplays, don't do that. You want some first cosplay tips? Don't do that. Ow, good lord, this hurts. Let me fix this bobby pin. Yeah, you want some good first cosplay tips? Don't do that. Got to Be Glued hairspray is the best hairspray. That is the holy grail. I think I always have some on me somewhere. Got to Be Glued. Best thing I've ever used. Non-sponsed, obviously. Yeah. Ow, good lord, that hurt. Oh. That's better. Yeah, I used like the gel and it just made clumps. It was so bad. I was like 13. Okay, we can't. I was around during the time that cons got banned for like being barefoot. That was my time period. So I am so sorry, you know. Jack Frost he left his footprint quite literally. What is your favorite movie? God, that changes a lot, but currently I have two. There's two comfort movies. Shrek, any of the Shrek movies, just the whole thing. Shrek 3 sucked, but it's still a comfort movie. I'll still watch it. If you hear my children, I am so sorry. It is literally 1 a.m, but they never sleep and neither do I, so. Oh shit. My second favorite movie is Great Gatsby. I love Great Gatsby. I love the one that's got the guy that plays Ant-Man in it, that plays the main guy. I can't think of their names right now. the main guy that wrote it, and like it's in his perspective. You know who I'm talking about. If you've watched the movie, you know. I love that version. I do like the one with what's his face in it, but like that one was good for the parties. But it is, I prefer that other one with the Ant-Man guy. What is your favorite food to eat? My favorite food to eat is, that's hard. I'm a Taurus, so I really like food. My favorite food, though, is probably crab legs. I love crab legs. I love them so much. I could eat them all day, every day, and be happy, you know? What cosplay would you like to do in the future if you had to pick? That's hard. Like, okay, here's the thing, too, is that, like, my hyperfixation kind of shifted from My Hero Academia to DC Universe, and I still love Bakugo. Bakugo's one of my favorites, but, I've not thought of any new cosplays. Like, I have a list, don't get me wrong, but, like, I can't pick out any of them right now. Because I did just finish, Jason Todd, and I added Starfire. I'm still working on her cosplay a little bit for con, but other than that, probably Nightwing from DC Universe. I think I'm capped off with MHA cosplays. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would do some other cosplays, but I don't really want to put my effort into it. Like, I would love to get a Denki. I just don't think it would fit me. I don't think yellow looks very good on me. That's a thing with cosplay. This whole video is going to be filled with cosplay tips that are just here and there, and I'm so sorry for that. It's the ADHD. That's one thing that I would suggest with cosplayers is learn your palette. I'm a bright winter. So I look really good with bright colors, like a hot pink, a red. I look horrible in pastels. And that's another reason of why, like, I would say other people think that I'm pretty or that I give off a pretty vibe. It's because I focus on that. I make sure that the colors that I wear really suit me. And like the other things, like filters and stuff, like it suits. I know what suits me now because I've been doing this for so long. Because I've been taking pictures a lot. See, it all circles back together. But yeah, I don't think I'd do a Denki. Because yellow doesn't tend to look good on me. Maybe though. Maybe. I don't know. Who else? I did do a Hawks. I didn't love him. I would love to try Shigaraki again. Because he turned out so horrible that I would love to see what I did with him now. But again, his hair is so pastel or it's white. The bright white, I think that I could do. I don't think I'd pull it off well, but I think I could do it okay. But if I use that like pastel-y blue, I just don't think that it would match my skin tone. It may be just a cosplay that I do on film because I could filter it out to where it looks decent. Which I do have those cosplays. Like my Silas, I'll probably never wear that out in person. If you've ever seen my Silas from Love and Deep Space. Just because he doesn't look as good in person. At least I think so. I don't know. Probably Nightwing. It's probably the only one that I can think of right now that I'm like, I could do that, you know? Like, I'd be down for that. As far as females, again, there's just not really anybody that I'm... Maybe Supergirl. Froppy. I would like to do Froppy. I can't think of anything else right now. I've been trying to branch out into other fandoms. DC's the only one that, like, really latched onto my brain. It's because of Jason Todd. Jason Todd is amazing. What's your best tip for doing male cosplays and your favorite part? My favorite part? That's probably the easiest to answer. My favorite part is whenever I get mistaken for AMAB, which if you don't know, assigned male at birth. I love that. I think that is iconic. That's a skill that I have learned and that I have formed. It's incredible. It doesn't happen incredibly often, but it definitely happens often enough. I don't think that I pull it off well in person. I think that online, I can do it fairly easily. me think. What is my tips of like how I achieve that look online? In person, I think that I'm tiny. I'm short. Like, I know that like this looks massive because I'm close to the camera. Like, you see this angle? But if I like pull it back, like, yeah, I mean, it still looks pretty big, sizable compared to my head, but like it's really not that big. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's I think that it's small. I really don't. I do just think that I'm a small girl. I'm just petite. I'm tiny. So I know how to work camera angles. I'm closer to the camera. If it's closer to the camera, it's going to look bigger. So that's why I jut out my jaw like this too, because that accentuates. Now, granted, I also, if I'm playing masculine, like you see me like this, right? Let's go through I'll show you in real time if I can get the wig to sit right. We'll just pretend that that's sitting right. Okay. Let's play like I'm doing masculine real quick. I could turn it on pretty easily. So, looking at the camera straight, I look feminine to myself. There's like, do you see that masculinity kind of poking through? I kind of scrunch up my brows. I normally have the wig kind of like that. It's a lot harder to do on this direction because I'm not used to filming this way, but this makes my neck look thicker. Masculine people that are born more masculine, they tend to have thicker necks. My jawline thicker, so it's also lighting tends to be better if it's not this, right? Off the side somewhere, like this is slightly ahead of me. I dim out my light a little bit, but you see what I'm trying to, like this, I try to accentuate this right here. I try to make this thicker. And then I work with those angles. I play with the lighting. If it's a little bit too light, I bring out the darken, like I tone it down a little bit. I also look more, like you can kind of see him poking through. You know what I'm talking about. So that's how I do like the masculine appearance. I also, as far as like makeup goes, I mean, you kind of just saw I do like this. I do have a makeup tutorial for Bakugo. If you want to go look at it to see, and it shows how I do the contour, but it's actually a lot closer to my cheeks that I go down, and I go down at an angle to where my chin, because you could see where my chin kind of connects to my face. And I use lighting to kind of show off where that contour goes. And then the other thing about masculine is obviously I don't talk because I have a very feminine voice. I'm trying to work on a masculine voice. I don't think that that's going to work well, but I'm trying because I would love to be, I watch Vlad, the guy that wears feminine, like has a whole feminine appearance, has the feminine voice and everything, and just clowns on guys on, it used to be Omegle, but now it's some other app that he uses. And I love Vlad so much. I would love to be able to do that. Not like in a mean-spirited way, but like in a funny kind of like haha fun way of like, oh, I'm a dude. No, I'm actually a girl. This is probably very like non-binary talk, but I promise you I love being a woman, I just love to do this, I can't explain it. I just love gender expression. My thought process stopped again. Cosplay, guy, tips. The way that I carry myself changes. I watched a lot, and I support a lot of trans creators where they talk about male mannerisms, because whenever I'm filming, obviously you see I normally have man spread. I like have my arm behind my head or whatever, or I'm looking and I'm perceiving the way that I was told, to give you like the short end of it. Take up as much space as you can. That's a masculine thing to do. It's just that vibe, that air. It gives you that kind of expression again. We're doing this. We're like taking up as much space as we can. We're all of that combined. And then the lighting, it all just kind of forms together. And then with the muscles, it's, if I bring the light over, you could see like that difference. Like there's the light. Side lighting is best for muscles. As far as filming. Okay. So that's like my masculine stuff. Of course, I focus on my makeup, my mannerisms, lighting. I don't talk. I think that's it. I think that, recap. I think that's it. How long does it take to get in the Bakugo cosplays? Depending on which one, but the main one that I do, like just my regular Bakugo, like I said, I think it takes about maybe 30 minutes. Rockstar Bakugo, maybe 45, because I'm trying to get all the accessories on and trying to get everything settled in. But it normally doesn't take me too long to get into Bakugo. The fantasy Bakugo that I have, that one takes a minute. Mostly because I really resist getting into the meat suit, the chest plate. I hate that thing so much. God, that is so uncomfortable. And it's cold. It's wintertime right now. So my ring light is moving now. I am so sorry. We're hanging out together. I hope that's okay. This is not fancy. This is not fancy. We're just hanging out together. Chill. Chill, boss. Chill. How are you? Are you taking you time? Yes. I know that this was asked a while ago, but yes, I've been taking some me time and just some like family time around the holidays and everything, and just trying to de-stress. You know, I'm also trying to get ready for the con. I'm going to a Basho con. Ibasho, I think it's Ibasho con, actually. I've always called it a Basho, but Ibasho con in North Carolina. So, super excited for that. It's in Raleigh. So if you're there, let me know. I would love to see everybody. I get so excited about cons and like about seeing people. What's your favorite photo in cosplay? Oh, God. This one? I mean, it's hard to choose. I may put two up there. I don't know. But this one, whichever one I chose, it's this one. I'm thinking about a lot of them that I could pick right now. I have some really good pictures. I love editing. Whenever you see me at a con, I tend to like pick out pictures that like turned out really well, and I'll edit them. I may show some of those too. I have been practicing editing since I was tiny, you know, like 12. You know, I was tiny. I've been doing digital art since I was like 9. So it's, you know, back whenever we all had like the laptop computers and like the little red dot in the middle that you use for your mouse, or like the little mouse pad. That was on my IBM, I think, was the little red dot. But good Lord, that was forever ago. But I've been editing stuff for so long that I've just really gotten accustomed to like how to do things. Like I literally in my high school was teaching my teacher how to use Photoshop, because I just knew, you know, because it was a new software. Hi. Hi. I love your cosplay so much. Sorry, kind of a fanboy. When did you start? And then the next question is the same thing. When did you start cosplaying? First of all, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, I get so like, I'm like, thank you so much, but I don't know how to react. It's like opening a gift, you know, in front of other people. I struggle with that. When did I start cosplay? I think I already answered that. 2012, but kind of forever, you know? Which character that you cosplay represents you the most? Kirishima? 100%, 100 times over, it's Kirishima. I'm very Kiri coded. I feel like I need to be in Kirishima whenever I say that, like, for you to understand. I think I'm definitely flighty like he is. He is very flighty. I'm a little ditzy, but it's okay. Why did the lighting change so much? Dang. But I'm a little ditzy. I'm a little silly. I'm very friendly like he is. I'm not the loudest person in the room, I wouldn't say, but I'm definitely a person that, like, now that I'm more comfortable within myself and, like, the social anxiety is a lot less and, like, a lot more toned down, It is so much better, and I talk to a lot of people. Like, I meet people in the grocery store now, and I'm like, oh my god, I love your thing, and like, you know, it's great. I've gotten a lot of people's numbers and like made new friends that way, because it's hard making friends as an adult, to be quite honest. Like, used to, you could just be a kid and you just went to school and you made friends. That's just the normal thing. And now, because of society, we just don't really make friends, even like at work and stuff, you know. It's just hard as an adult, because then you have families to worry about, and it's a lot. But making friends is kind of important. That's kind of you, you know, it's self-love for you. What is something cosplay has forced you to face about yourself? Also adore you, friend. Thank you so much. I adore you. God, so much. Hold on. Let me pick this up. I'm just gonna start running freaking every time that I like do something and I just zone out for a minute. I'm just gonna start scrolling pictures of myself. Jesus Christ. Okay, shit, I keep touching this. A lot. Okay. Let's start simple and then go. So, cosplay has made me see myself in other ways and like force me out of my shell. So, like, whenever I started cosplaying Kirishima has looked good from the start, except for that one time that I just didn't do the hair thing. And it's been a couple of times that I filmed and I just forgot to do that. So I tried to not do that anymore. But other than that, Kirishima always looked okay, you know, and I just felt good in his cosplay. So whenever I didn't feel good about myself, I would get into cosplay, because like if I didn't like who I liked in the mirror, then I liked who I liked in the mirror whenever I was in cosplay. So like that kind of tricks my brain into thinking you are gorgeous. You just aren't gorgeous in this normal presentation of yourself because you're not putting any effort in, you know? So then I learned, okay, I need to do something to myself to make myself appear and feel better about myself. So then I shaved 2 sides of my head. I'm not telling you to do that. I'd wanted to do that for ever. Like, I'd wanted a mohawk since I was a child. So, like, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying. I think that I didn't necessarily have to cut my hair to be where I am now. I didn't have to shave my head to be where I am. I think that that was a big part of it too, of like, just, I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, it forced me to see myself in a different way, like I said. And then it also forced me to come out of my shell. I started talking to people. People that were in the same fandoms. It was so incredibly hard for me to text somebody the first time that I was like messaging and conversing with people. In my comments of just, I like your cosplay, it was a thank you, like, easy, you know? And then it slowly got easier. Those little thank yous got easier. And then it was like, those were always okay for me. Like, that didn't really hurt. But what did start is whenever they would start conversating back and it would be a little bit more, or a little bit of something else, or like, oh, are you into this fandom? And like, it was a little, the comments were normally pretty comfortable, as far as the social anxiety goes. Then whenever I started talking to people in DMs, it was a little bit scary. It was kind of exhilarating though, because I hadn't talked to anybody in like 2 years. So it was like a lot, you know? I had to take my time. I had to take my time to kind of deal with those emotions and that overstimulation, and I slowly started talking to more people. I slowly made friends, and then all of a sudden it's like, I went to a convention, and I felt comfortable there. And whenever I went to the convention, I was very comfortable, because I guess it just feels less judgy whenever you're at a convention. It's like, these people get me, you know? Like, other people, whenever I'm at the store, even if I'm not in cosplay, it's like, my brain's like, oh, they're not, you know, they don't understand you. And it's like, it's, you know how this shit is. So, that's really, cosplay has just pushed me into so many different things. Cosplay has also forced me to start driving again. I was scared to drive for like 2 years, and that was horrifying. I finally started conquering my driving anxiety. Now, granted, I had already had my license. You couldn't get me off the roads in high school. I was running them streets, like I was out all the time. And then some very unfortunate things happened in my life that caused me to be scared to drive. Still scares me to drive. I'm very scared that I'm going to have a seizure one day. And I don't have seizures. I've never had a seizure, knock on wood. Karma clap. But it still does scare me that I may have one day. And I absolutely am so fearful that I may be behind a wheel whenever it happens. It's very unlikely. The neurologist said that I'm a little bit more likely than I would have been at baseline. And my baseline was very unlikely, so it's not very likely that I'll have one, but it does scare the shit out of me. So whenever I went to the convention for the first time, I was dressed in Kirishima, and I was driving an hour or like 2 hours or something to go to a convention, and it helped me because I had to force myself into driving. I drove on the interstate, and that was the first time I'd ever drove on the interstate. So it's cosplay has made me really, really look into myself. It's kind of like shadow work, if you want to know the God's honest truth. It's deeply made me look into myself. Definitely suggest it. I know that it sounds scary. I know it sounds so freaking scary. Do it. You need to step into your fears. It scared the absolute living shit out of me to drive on the interstate. It was so bad. I was so fucking scared, so nervous. And I just did it because it was either that or I didn't go to a con, those were my two options. And I stuck it out, and I had the best freaking time, and I made it, and I was safe, and I was okay. And you just have to lean into that fear, because it's either you face your fears or you live in misery for the rest of your life. Because at least me, I was miserable, I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. So it's like, I couldn't talk to people. That's fucking miserable. So it's either I had to figure out my shit, and nobody else can do it for me. My husband, supportive. Love him. He's great. He's very supportive. He could not fix me. Just like I couldn't, ever fix him. Not that he needs fixing, but it's that same kind of premise. We can't fix other people, and just like that, other people can't fix you. You have to do it yourself. And that is the worst fucking part, because it forces you to be uncomfortable with things sometimes. What top 5 animes brought you comfort? You want me to be honest? I'm about to go shock a whole bunch of people. I don't watch anime. I'm so sorry. I don't watch TV. I watch trash reality TV. As far as animes that I like, I wouldn't say that they necessarily... Okay, some of them do bring me comfort, but I don't think I could come up with a list of 5. 5 animes that I have watched that I have enjoyed. I've watched bits and pieces of My Hero Academia, and I like it. I'm so sorry. Everybody's seething right now. The disbelief. I get it. It's okay. Just everybody... It's okay, My Hero Academia I'm in the fandom. I don't really go into shows and movies. I just don't. Even in DC Universe, anyway, okay, okay, so let me just get into this before I forget. My Hero Academia is good. The bits and pieces that I've watched. Attack on Titan, a little much for my taste. Ouran High School Host Club, that is a comfort one. I love Ouran High School Host Club. That is so comfort. I love Haruhi, obviously. If you know, you know. What's the others? Black Butler. Love Black Butler. Oh my god, I love Black Butler. I have watched all of Black Butler. I say that. I've not watched the circus thing that they did. I don't even know what it's called. I really don't watch that much anime. I'm so sorry to disappoint. I haven't watched the Circus AU thing that they did a few years ago. I haven't watched the other seasons. I know that they're coming out with a new season. I do want to watch the seasons. I stopped at the second season, which I'm not gonna go too deep in it. My favorite character though is Alois Trancy. And if I did do a cosplay, you know what? It probably would be Alois Trancy because I love Alois so much. And you know what? Oh my god. I have a cosplay now because this wig kind of like reminds me of Alois. Okay. At least from what I remember, he looks like that. I love Alois Trancy so much. It's funny that like my favorite characters, Haruhi and Alois Trancy, are both like gender expression playful with that. That tracks. Okay. I can't think of any other animes that I really like. I like Young Justice. It's not an anime, but that's a animated series. I haven't watched all of it either. I really just don't watch TV. I watch like trash reality TV. And my favorite one of those is 1,000 Pound Sisters. I love Tammy so freaking much. That woman, like, her emotional growth is incredible, insane. I love Tammy with every single piece of my heart. And all of the other people too. That's a comfort show for me because I grew up in the South. So like that's family, you know, like that's just home. Probably not that chaotic though. We were not that chaotic. They were a very chaotic group of people and I love them every second of every day for it. I definitely would love to sit down and hang out with them. They're good people, you know, like they've got some good hearts in them. Sorry, I'm probably talking really Southern right now because I'm thinking about it and it just starts. It gives me that home, that comfort feeling. But yeah, I can't think of any other animes that I watch. Good Lord, I don't watch TV. What other Hetalia? I knew that there was another one that I was thinking of. I'm gonna be honest. I know Hetalia is problematic. Please do not start with me. I used to do a 2P America cosplay. Love 2P America. It's been so long, but I know they're like chaotic and horrible and it's a different time. But Hetalia, I did like that. Like the bits and pieces that I watched, again, I didn't really watch the show. I was in the fandom part of it. What are your next cause plans and any other fandoms? I think I kind of like just literally Alois Trancy, Black Butler, and then all those other animes that I listed off. Those are all fandoms that I'm pretty much, except for Attack on Titan. I mean, Levi, I love looking at Levi, but I just can't watch the show. I can't do it. And it's not because of all, like, character unalives don't really bother me if I can't see it. Like, don't get me wrong, it's painful. I watched the Young Sheldon, and that was painful. I cried. So I didn't even watch the show when I cried because I knew about it, you know? The scene was just so heartbreaking. So, but, like, that doesn't really bother me. But it does, that gore really bothers me. I can't do that. So that's probably the only one that I would stay away from. Which is funny. I don't really watch MHA either. That's probably part of the reason I don't really watch MHA is because it's the gore, you know? At least towards the end. The breaking of the fingers and stuff, that doesn't really bother me. But the you know what I'm talking about. How your family supports you with all the cosplay things. And or maybe how does your family support you with all the cosplay things, and is your partner jealous? My family is super supportive. I've honestly thought about convincing my mom and dad to cosplay as Bakugo's mom and dad because my mom has natural hair that looks like this. She's always been platinum blonde and her hair has always been this kind of short, and then my dad he doesn't really look like the husband at all, but I mean, he has brown hair, you know? I think it would work. He would wear a green polo shirt for me. So maybe I might convince him to do that eventually. And then my mom's super into it. She's been dressed up. A lot of the stuff that I get is from her closet too. Like she's queen. Love my mother to death. She was always into Halloween and stuff, and she always really was supportive of my cosplays and everything. She never tried to break me down about it, and just very free spirited. Free spirit. She was kind of, I don't want to say gentle parenting because that sounds like I don't really know what her parenting style would have been called necessarily, but I definitely think of her as like a like a first person of like kind of leading that example of like what people I guess would call gentle parenting. I haven't really looked into it enough to know if that's the parenting style that she would, but from what people have described to me, it makes sense to that. Like my mom just let me be myself, and then she just loved me regardless. Like it was just as simple as that. She basically gave me the tools and then said, these are the tools. Like she taught me about life. Like don't go on in the middle in an alleyway by yourself. Always look around you to make sure that things are going on, and like you watch yourself to make sure that you're okay, you know. Always make sure that you're not looking at your phone whenever you're in the middle of a parking deck. Like she gave me all of this set of tools, you know, like scream fire. Like that's the kind of stuff that she gave me. And then she just said, go enjoy, you know, it was a slow process of giving me that freedom of like, you know, can you handle this now? Obviously at 10 years old, she would not have told me to go into a parking deck and like go to a concert or whatever by myself. Like that's obvious. Once I got towards 18, you know, I got to 17, 18, it was a little bit more leeway of like, if I wanted to go out in the middle of the night, she was like, that's fine. Send me a text message. Let me know that you're leaving the house. I never had to sneak out, you know, because she always knew where I was. And it was just we had that kind of relationship that it was okay. I love my mother to death. I love my dad too. You just love, you know, you're not a judgment person. You just have to love people. And I'm gonna cry because I'm super blessed to have that. I know that so many people just don't have that in their life. I'm sorry, I'm really about to cry. Yeah, so they're very supportive of me. And I hope to be like that for my kids too, you know. My daughter, she's so freaking cute. I'm gonna start crying. Oh my god, it's been so emotional these past few weeks. Oh my god. Good lord. This pig mask, and it's a scary pig that one of my friends gave me. I'm not going to name them. I'm not going to name drop them. I don't know if they're comfortable with me telling people that, but they gave me this pig mask. It's from, I guess it's, God, what is it from? The Purge or one of those scary movies. It's a horror movie. I have no idea what it's from. Again, I don't watch movies either. I read fan fiction all day. I don't know what to tell y'all. But she gave me that, and I kept it away from my kids for the longest time because I was so scared that they were going to get scared of it. They got into my cosplay room and they went through the stuff. You know, I found them in here, thank God, before they got into anything super bad, but not like gross bad, but just like my makeup and stuff and ruining it. And they grabbed my pig mask and my daughter's like, pig! And she puts on the pig mask and she's walking around the house with a scary, and she loves scary. She's my little gothic queen, and I love her so much for that. She's like, she always asks us, she's like, scary pig, I will be scary pig. Oh my god, I hope that I'm like that with my children too. Like, I just want them to be themselves, and I want them to be who they are. I want to build them up. Like, I think it's just a baseline for me, you know, to be confident, because my mom and my dad both instilled that into me. You know, just be yourself and you'll find your tribe. You know, you'll find the people around you that really just mesh well with you. God, it's already 1:30 in the morning. Jesus. But yeah, so my parents are like, all of my family, my husband's super supportive. But yeah, as far as like distant family and everything, I mean, nobody ever like really bothers me. I would say that they're supportive, you know. They're not like liking and commenting on my stuff. Like, they're, even if I post it on like personal accounts, you know, it's not like a big to do, but I mean, they still love me. You know, nobody has ever said anything negative to me in person. If it's behind my back, I don't really give a shit, if I'm being quite honest. But my family's just really not like that. Normally, I don't normally hear a whole lot about like drama and stuff going on within the family because we just love each other, and that's really the most important part. We just love and accept each other for who we really are, and that is probably the best part of my family. Distant and close. And as far as my husband, is he jealous? No. He's not really a jealous kind of guy. I think that he knows that I love him and that I'll always be there for him. And I mean, I don't know, man. Like, he's just not really the jealous type. He's just, I think maybe there's moments, but it's not very often. And I really truly think that he just knows, like there's times that I get jealous of him too, It's just, that's a natural emotion that we have, but it's not like it overruns our marriage. He is so wonderful. I love him to death, and he loves me. And I know that I'd step in front of a bullet for him. And I know that he would do the same. I know for a fact he would do the same thing. Not that he has quite literally, but he has close to literally. He is the most amazing man that I could ever have asked for. I can't go into detail about things that have gone on with us, but like, he has done things for me that, I can't, he's just incredible, and I love him to death, and he loves me. He loves me, and I love him so much, and he's very supportive of me. He actually, we have our like kind of things, like he's straightest guy you've ever met. So he's like, you're in Bakugo right now, I'm gonna need you to like step away. I need you like 5 feet away from me. And I mean, it's not like an issue. He's just so damn straight. And that's okay, because then I dress like a female, like even like my normal self, and then we can kiss, and it's okay. But whenever I'm dressed as a guy, that's his priority, and like, I respect that. That's part of it, we have our tendencies about us. What's your favorite snack? My favorite food is crab legs. My favorite snack, oh god, dude, probably bowl peanuts. I love to like go to a gas station, or even like the ones in the cans that you can get down here. I don't know where y'all are from, but I'm from Georgia. I'm from down in the South. So you can get a can of bowl peanuts. I get the Cajun. They're so good. Any advice for someone who wants to get a fake male chest for cosplay? What to get, how to use, etc. Okay. As far as my male chest, I got, as far as sizing goes, measure yourself. That's the important part, measure yourself. Make sure that you check. I'm gonna be honest, it's a risk whenever you get it. I'm just being completely honest. You just gotta pray that it fits. I got, I can't remember if I got a medium or a small, but whatever I bought, it barely fits. I did have to end up cutting the arms off because I started working out. I stopped working out, don't yell at me. This was like probably about 6-7 months ago now, that I was working out, but I did have to cut off the arms because my arms actually, like, the muscle grew too big, which, that's an ego boost, thank you. But I wish that I had sized up. So measure yourself, first of all. As far as the skin tone goes, being so for real with you, it is luck of the draw. I got super lucky. I am so sorry. This is going to sound very, I'm not going to say the first word, but the second word was yellow. That was the skin tone, was a word yellow. And that's the one that I bought because that's the one that like looked the correct way on the screen. And it fits. It matches me almost perfectly. So I don't know. I have, let me say this. I do have a very neutral skin tone. I don't have a lot of pink. I'm very olive tone skin. I cannot say that that's going to guarantee to match your skin tone. And if you have a darker skin tone, I don't know. That's a lot of research that I've only ever seen the white ones, because those are the ones that I've looked at, like the lighter skin tone ones. And I don't have porcelain skin. I have, like, I wouldn't say medium. I'd say a light to medium light, or a kind of fair medium. To give you kind of a thing, this is Classic Ivory. It's the CoverGirl. It's the CoverGirl Classic Ivory, which I'm actually allergic to this, but it matches me perfectly. It's got eucalyptus in it, and I'm allergic to eucalyptus. I was about to say highly. I wouldn't say highly. I don't like break out in hives every time I use it. But Classic Ivory, and that fits me very well. It's not like quite porcelain, like fair, but it's also not like a medium either. So I'm like right there in between. So that's what the A yellow kind of fits with. And then it matches in person pretty well too, which is incredible. I literally look like a dude when I'm wearing it. It's fascinating. Any other kind of tips? Get baby powder. You have to get baby powder. You have to have baby powder whenever you, so make sure to add that to your cart. Sizing, coloring, I kind of covered. Really, it's just luck of the draw. I mean, I hate to say that, but it really is just luck of the draw. That's the only one I've ever owned. I did buy a pair of female parts. You know, I don't think I could say anything on here, but I did find a female plate, you know, and it doesn't match my skin tone because it's too pink. How to get in it? That's something else I could probably do. You're going to want to put a wig cap on. Put your wig cap on. Nothing else. You can put your makeup on. I put my makeup on beforehand. I probably wouldn't if it's your first time, but when it's a full, because I had full arm sleeves. I had the full thing. It was like $200 something. I did not have the cap sleeves. They do also sell like the t-shirt cap sleeves. I don't like those. I like the full arms because it gives me the full effect, which is why probably the sizing was not great. I probably should have sized up. But as far as that goes, I would say what I did, I'd put it over my head first, and then I'd put my sleeves in like a shirt, and then I would kind of situate the bottom part. I personally would probably wear, if you can fit clothing underneath it, I would probably wear a shirt, if I'm being honest, because that thing's cold. It sucked. I just never fit with clothes. And then it goes all the way, oh God, the thing's so uncomfortable. It's worth it though. God, it's worth it. I mean, there's pictures, you know, I'm sure I'll have pictures. So gorgeous. Is there a chance you might go to Comic-Con next? And then it cuts off because I didn't, and it's on here, so I'm not going to check it. Comic-Con, like, okay, there's a few Comic-Cons, and I probably should have got the whole event, and I'm so sorry that I didn't. Comic-Con in Birmingham, probably not, because I believe that one's in February, and the AbashoCon is in February too, so I'm going to be definitely at AbashoCon. I've already got tickets and everything for that. The Comic-Con that's in Huntsville, Comic-Con High, I'll probably, maybe, possibly be at that one. That's in Huntsville, Alabama. I went to it last year. I think it's around September month. I could be wrong about that, but you may want to look into that one if you're from Alabama or if you're around the area. It's a really good con. I love that con so much. Oh my God, that was so much fun. I prefer, like, my cons, I prefer like smaller cons. I love the big ones, don't get me wrong, but like I love the smaller cons because they're a lot more intimate. Like, you get a lot more time with people. I do not mean that in like a plus 18 plus kind of way. That sounds kind of gross, but I know that people do that. It's not for me. But definitely they're more, you get to talk to more people, and that's what I'm really there for. Like, there's just people, like there was a staff person that was there that was doing, I want to say relations, like guest relations or something, came and sat with us. Incredible. You know, like he just came and sat and talked with us for a little bit, and there's a protest going on outside. So. Editing crow here. I wouldn't necessarily call it a protest. It was just a bunch of like Christian people, like with signs and singing Christian hymns. I didn't even read the signs. I don't know what they said, but it wasn't like horrible. Like, they weren't like screaming and yelling. They were just singing hymns and walking down the little riverside thing. I mean, they seem nice, you know? So, I mean, I don't want to scare people and say that it was like a protest. It wasn't like a protest. It was just, you know how they are. So he just came to check it out, and he just sat and talked with us for like 20 minutes. great guy, you know, like just meeting people is incredible. And I don't normally see that happening at bigger conventions. It's a lot of passing by, hey, I love your cosplay, can I have a picture, hey, can I, you know, and it's a lot of that because there's so much. So then the like kind of medium size, more not necessarily smaller, but like, you know, 20,000 people that attend, that's kind of like a smaller side, whereas I'm thinking of like MomoCon, that's like 50, 60,000 people, sometimes 70 with some of the bigger cons. It's a lot of people, and it's not a lot of time to like sit and talk to people. So that's been my experiences with cons. So 10 out of 10 would recommend the Comic-Con in Huntsville. Incredible. And the staff was nice too. I told y'all that.
Another editing crow. I had to add this in here. So I was at a convention that was in the South, and there was a church being held in the upper part of the building. And I had to walk through as Shark Kirishima. I'm gonna put a picture. Shark Kirishima, and I'm walking through this like hallway that's leading to a church. And I had to walk past people. I guarantee you I probably either passed one of the deacons or I passed the preacher himself, which I mean probably not. It was probably a deacon. But it was so freaking funny. Like and they were so sweet. Like they were like, "Oh, I love the costume." That is so incredible. You know? So incredible. Anyway, sorry. Love y'all.
You are my safe place. Thank you so much. I hope to be, man. I hope to be your safe place. What made you want to start cosplaying? That was so long ago. Honestly, probably because my friend was doing, like, if we're talking about just anime and like convention, it's because my friend was going to. I edited some parts out because I don't want to out this person for being a total nerd, you know, because I don't know how they feel about that. So I'm not a person that likes to talk about other people if I don't know for a fact that like I have their consent and everything to talk about something. But so I went with this friend and we were into Hitalia at the time. That is all I'm going to say as far as that goes of why I started like really cosplaying, you know. As far as why I started posting online was because I needed a hobby. And I knew that I needed a hobby. And I started reading fan fiction. And then I started seeing cosplayers and I was like, I've done that before. I could do that again, you know, and it just took off. I really enjoyed it. And my little love for it just took off. So that's why I started back doing it. But why I originally started was just because my friend was doing it and we were both getting into it at the same time. Which character do you like the most you cosplay? God. Visually, Kirishima, or Bakugo. Visually, Bakugo. I really love the way that, like, and I've showed you in the beginning of this video, like, how much he has changed and how much work I've put into him that he looks as good as he does. And a lot of that was just wig styling and changing of lighting and angles. That's it, you know, and it just that little bit of a touch, you know. As far as like comfort wise, Kirishima, 100 times over Kirishima. He's my comfort cosplay for sure. Also, female cosplay, Starfire. Oh my god, I love my new Starfire. God, I love her so much. She's hot, you know. God, that sounds so egotistic. I am so sorry, but she does. She looks good. I can't be mad at her. Do you have any wig tips? I want to cosplay MHA again, but I suck at wig styling. Gosh, you're probably not gonna like my answer. You're gonna have to destroy your wig first before you style it. And what I mean by that is I didn't own a crimper until I got Starfire. I did not own a crimper. So what I did before, this may change, probably not though. With my short hair characters, like let's just short hair real quick. Short hair characters are different than long hair. Short hair characters, what I do is I tease it. I tease my wig to like the absolute max. Like just the whole thing is covered in tease. And they're little sections. So then I'll take my flat iron and I put it on the lowest setting. And I let it heat up, and then I will take each section, I'll see if I can, like this would be a tease section. The whole thing is still teased, and I just take that flat iron and I just stick it on there, and I let it warm up, and I let it sit. I do the entire head and I let it cool down and get back to room temperature. It doesn't take long at all. But I let it all get heated. I also sometimes will use a hair dryer to help heat it up, but most of the time I use my flat iron to get it good and heated. And then I brush it out, and all of those fibers are destroyed at that point. Like, it's just the whole thing's a mess. It's going to look like a disaster. I cannot tell you to do that with long wigs. That is a horrible idea to tell you to do that with long wigs. I'm not a wig stylist whenever it comes to long wigs. Whenever it comes to long wigs, I'm not much of a stylist, at least not yet. I've only done Starfire's hair, and there was really not much to do because it was a lace front. But the short hair ones, if you need some volume, tease it and then flat iron it. And then from there, then you can kind of mold the fibers where you want them, like, and it pretty much stays, like this one's, it starts to stay. And then I'll just hit it with some got to be glued, and then I hit it with the blow dryer. So, sorry, I'm a hand talker. So that's as far as wigs go. Long hair wigs, crimper. You're going to want a crimper, because crimping it, the teasing, it's going to be hell to get it out. But the crimper actually helps to keep the wig from getting tangled later on. You'll have to watch some tutorials on that. I am not an ace whenever it comes to, I've not even touched long-haired wigs except for Starfire. She's the only one that I've done. And again, there just wasn't much for me to do besides crimp it. Anyway, it was nice to meet you. Okay, let me start with this. So I guess that's all the questions. I've got like hours of footage to go through. I'm so sorry for that. I talk a lot. I thank y'all so much for loving my cosplays the way that you do. I wouldn't be here if I didn't continue to have love. All of this stuff behind me was pretty much bought from other people or was given to me, or I can't even express to you how grateful that I am. I do everything that I do because of y'all and the love that y'all give me. Because the social anxiety part sucks, dude, and getting hate online and like getting hurt, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen, and you just have to not worry about it. Focus on the people that support you and love you. People that call me out sometimes because I did something, that's fair, like if I did something wrong, that's totally understandable. But like pure hatred, that's the kind of negativity that I'm talking about. And you have to be willing to, just kind of accept that shit. It happens sometimes. I really thought that I was not gonna have to edit. Oh my lord, dude, I'm not excited for that. But yeah, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for sitting with me, I hope that whatever you were doing, if you were cleaning, if you were cooking, if you were hanging out with your family, or if you were, doing whatever it is that you were doing while you were listening to this, thank you for spending time with me today. That's time is the most precious thing. So thank you for spending some time with me. I know that, like, I've heard a lot of people say that I'm scary and everything. I'm not scary, I promise. I mean, look at me, bro. Like, do I need to whip the wig off? Because I feel weird saying that in Bakugo. Because Bakugo is very scary. But I'm not, I promise. I'm just a goofball. Inside Out's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. I love the first one and the second one. I'm just a goofball. Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I'm tired. I gotta film. It's snowing here, by the way. I don't know how to end this, so I'm just gonna do it. I love you guys.